A year has passed since the uprising that shook Bangladesh and brought down the long-standing Sheikh Hasina regime. The streets of Dhaka, once choked with tear gas and echoing with protest chants, are now quieter. But the grievances that drove thousands to the streets, grievances of a young, jobless generation, have not gone away. It was a movement sparked by frustration over a single issue: quotas in the country's civil service recruitment exams. For decades, over half of government jobs were reserved for specific groups: women, people with disabilities, and descendants of those who fought in the 1971 War of Independence. For young men and women without political connections or family ties to the Liberation War, the message was clear: merit alone wasn't enough. Protests erupted across university campuses and city streets. They swelled into a national movement, one that united graduate students, garment workers, the unemployed, and the urban poor. According to the United Nations, over 1,400 people lost their lives in the clashes that followed. In the political vacuum that ensued, an interim government led by Nobel Peace Prize winner Muhammad Yunus took over. The High Court quickly reduced the quotas to just 7%. But even that sweeping change has not addressed the deeper issue: the country's chronic shortage of jobs. The scale of the crisis is enormous. About 30% of Bangladesh's youth are neither employed nor in school nor in training. The gender gap is equally stark. 23% of young women are unemployed, compared to just 15% of young men. The 2024 uprising saw large participation from women, many of whom voiced frustration over limited career options. In Bangladesh, women are largely confined to work in sectors like education, NGOs, and government, industries that have also seen significant disruption. The demonstrations were never confirmed to campuses. They included garment workers, daily wage earners, and even street vendors, ordinary people who simply wanted a chance at a better life. But that chance has remained elusive. While government jobs were at the center of the protests, they make up a small slice of the overall job market. Last year, only 18,000 government posts were up for grabs. In contrast, over 2 million young people enter the job market every year. The private sector, particularly the garment and textile industry, has long been a major source of employment. But it too has suffered. Dozens of factories closed in the wake of the political transition, some due to uncertainty, others because their owners had ties to the previous regime. More than a dozen factories owned by Beximco Group, one of the country's largest conglomerates, shut down, leaving 40,000 workers without jobs. According to trade union activists, many factory owners went into hiding, fearing arrest or reprisal due to their political affiliation. But as the owners disappeared, so did the jobs. The international economic climate has also added pressure. The United States, the largest buyer of Bangladeshi garments, imposed a 20% tariff on imports recently, sending shockwaves through an industry that employs 4 million people. And the US aid cuts that followed the political shakeup led to an estimated 20,000 development workers losing their jobs. The interim government has responded with ambitious plans. It announced training programs and set a target to create 500,000 new jobs while training 900,000 youth. At a recent investment summit in April, Bangladesh claimed to have attracted foreign investment proposals worth more than 31 billion taka. But the numbers tell a more sobering story. Private sector investments have actually declined as a share of GDP from 24% last year to 22.5%. Though the overall investment volume has seen a modest increase, economists say business confidence remains low. But so far, policy attention has remained focused on political reform and electoral preparations rather than urgent economic recovery. 1 year after a historic uprising forced a change in leadership, Bangladesh's young generation is still waiting for the change they fought for. They demanded fairness, they demanded opportunity, they risked their lives for a voice, and today many are still knocking on closed doors, still waiting for jobs that may never come. In the end, the power to bring down a government was real, but the promise of a better future remains a question still unanswered. Bureau Report, India Today Global.